Hey everybody! I'm so excited for our Wednesday Night Wellness January 10th edition. We are going to be talking about doTERRA's Cleanse and Restore products, why doing a cleanse might be helpful for you, and all the benefits that come with adopting these products into your regular lifestyle. So the cool thing about the stuff that I'm going to share with you tonight is that these are all things that you can use on a regular basis. So they are very gentle for our bodies. Hey Katie, they help restore our body's natural balance, and they are going to encourage us to create a healthy lifestyle, more healthy lifestyle. So I'm going to go ahead and start the PowerPoint. Now, when I am, hey Ria, when I am doing that, I know, right, Jessica? So something everyone can do. So that's really what's great about it. Even if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, a lot of these products are still going to be very beneficial for you to promote health, your overall health and well-being. I read something the other day that talked about serotonin in our bodies, and that 90% of the serotonin in our bodies is actually produced in our gut, in our digestive tract. And if you don't know, serotonin is a hormone that makes us feel happy. So if we are not taking care of our digestive tract, then it can affect not only how the food that we are eating and whether we are getting all the nutritional value from our food, but can also affect our mood and how we are relating to life and the people around us. So while I'm going through this, I'm not going to be able to see comments because the PowerPoint is going to be full screen. But I would love for you guys to ask questions, and we're going through this, and I know there are people watching this PowerPoint who are very knowledgeable and will be able to help you with your questions, other people that are in this group. And if they are not able to answer your questions, then I'm going to come back through after the presentation is over, and I'll go back through and answer any questions that may have been missed. So let me go ahead and get started here. I'm going to go ahead and start my slideshow from the beginning. So we're going to call this our Cleanse and Restore presentation. And you guys all have doTERRA products in your home. And I'm so glad because doTERRA products are the highest quality you're going to find out there for so many different products, not just essential oils, but their supplements are amazing. They make sure everything is bioavailable to the cells in our bodies so that we are actually getting the nutrition that we are hoping to get. You know, a lot of supplements from, you know, big box retailers or the pharmacy around the corner have a lot of fillers or poor quality vitamins and minerals that aren't from the best sources, and what happens is our body just can't use those. And so we spend money on something and we think it's helping us, but it's really not doing anything. And so when we use doTERRA products, we know what we are purchasing is a very good quality that's actually going to work to support our health in all the different ways that we talk about on these Wednesday night wellness presentations. So I love this pyramid here because in the world we live in today, there are so many things that are trying to drain our health. So there are so many ways so many things we can do on a daily basis to love our bodies, and because we love our bodies, to make choices that are going to fuel our bodies and take care of our bodies so that we can have the best life that we possibly can have. And I love that doTERRA has products that fit into all of these categories, but I say this in all my classes that essential oils are not magic beans. They are not the magic solution to all of our problems. We have to be taking care of our whole bodies in a holistic kind of lifestyle. So for instance, like that bottom section says eat right, and So if we're eating like Big Macs for every meal of the day, and then we think we can just use an essential oil, that is not going to correct all of the poor nutrition that we are putting into our bodies. So we have to be able to support our bodies with good nutrition, vegetables, fruits, whole fats, and protein, and decrease the sugar or eliminate it, decrease white bread or eliminate it, because that actually just turns into sugar in our bodies, and our bodies are not used to consuming and dealing with the amount of sugar that's available in our society today. So we can help our bodies by choosing what's on our plates and eating more healthy and adapting our habits so that we are eating better. Exercising is another really important factor in a healthy lifestyle. When we exercise, we are helping our heart, helping our lungs increase their strength. We are helping provide oxygen to our brain and to our blood cells. If we don't exercise, then our muscles can atrophy and become very weak. So we need to make sure that we are using our muscles on a regular basis, because if you don't lose it, you're going to lose it. And there are essential oils that help with that. Deep Blue is a great one to have if you have started an exercise program recently to help with sore muscles. Lemongrass is another one that's great for tendons. Peppermint is just great for opening the airways. Breathe is another one. I think Penny posted about Breathe earlier today on that thread with all of your pictures. So there's so many oils that can help us as we move our bodies and get exercise. Resting and managing stress. So if we are not resting, then we are not going to be able to handle life stresses very well. So we're going to get more stressed out, and then we try to go to bed at night. We're stressed out about all the stuff that we didn't get done that day, or the stuff that went wrong because we were tired, and then we're not going to sleep because we're stressed. So it's like this cycle that goes round and round. So we have to make sure that we are getting our sleep. There's no essential oil that can make up for a lack of sleep. We have to make sure we're getting between 6 and 8 hours, and that's kind of an average. Some people need more sleep, and honestly, some people really need less sleep, and that's fine. But if you are not getting the amount of sleep that you need, you're opening the door for illness, because when our body is under stress, it causes our body to become weak and less resistant to illness in all those different forms. And this is a time of year where so many illnesses are going around. So we want to make sure that we are dealing with stress. And yes, there are essential oils that can help with that. Why don't you guys share in the comments? Like, I can't see them, but I would love for people that are going to be watching this later to be able to scroll through and see what you guys say about stress. What oils do you use to help you manage stress and help you get rest at night? Because I feel like that's a really big issue that so many people have, and finding solutions to that is really important. And then reducing our toxic load. So all of these things are things that are in our control to some degree. Reducing toxic load means swapping out shampoos and conditioners for products that don't have phthalates and other toxins that can disrupt our endocrine system, disrupt the thyroid, disrupt our hormones. Getting rid of hand soap and hand sanitizer that does the same thing. Replacing non-organic food with organic food as much as we can, as long as it's in our budget. Those are also things that we can do to help reduce our toxic load. Getting rid of toxic cleaners. We spray our homes so many times this season. I see so many people using Lysol or using Clorox wipes and things, but you guys, that is getting into our bloodstream and into our lungs, and that can cause severe respiratory distress. And if we're already dealing with colds and respiratory illness, then that can actually increase that and cause us to become more susceptible to illness in that way. doTERRA has natural cleaners that are very, very effective, that aren't going to cause those kind of effects in our bodies. And then, of course, we need to have informed self-care. If we're not feeling well, guys, if you're not feeling well and you haven't caught it soon enough and your oils don't seem to be working, go to the doctor. We love doctors. We are so thankful for advances in modern medicine, and go to the doctor, go get medical care when you need it. It's there for a reason. But if we are following, if we are making over our lifestyle in those categories down at the bottom, those two areas at the top will become a lot smaller to a degree in our lives, because we are not going to see as much of that occurring. So I'm going to go through the rest of our slides, and we're going to kind of see how that plays out as we talk about kind of cleaning out our bodies and how to get rid of some of the toxins and influences that we are exposed to. So why do a cleanse? Our body is constantly in a renewal process. I posted this really cool video on my Naturally Healthy Living business page yesterday that showed how the cells in our body are constantly regenerating. It's crazy. Our bodies are so smart. So if we are not feeding our bodies good nutrition, then our body is not going to have the right building blocks to create these cells. So it's really, really important to be sure that we're eating what we should be eating and getting the nutrition that we need. So 300 million times per minute. There is only one type of disease, a malfunctioning cell. So when something goes wrong, it's because something has messed with that cell and it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Cleaning our bodies at a cellular level is vital. And what's cool is that essential oils can actually do that. They're not just dealing with bacteria and viruses. They are actually helping our bodies create healthy cells. They're helping stop illness that is spreading from cell to cell, and they can help our bodies go through the repair process. So when cells do not operate efficiently, tissue and organ function is compromised. Toxins, pesticides, and a poor diet can damage DNA and a cell's ability to receive and send messages. Okay, so how does cleansing help my body? And we're going to talk about why it is so beneficial to make sure the process of elimination is working smoothly in our bodies. The amount of harmful pathogens and toxic substances that we are exposed to is more than what our bodies are created to dispose of. And Tina Smith was telling me a while back, and this fact has always just stuck in my head ever since she told me this, that the amount of airborne like chemicals and toxins inside our homes is like 600,000 times more than it used to be, like even 20 or 30 years ago. So a lot of that is coming from air fresheners and cleaners and candles and things that we think are cleaning our homes are actually adding to the toxicity in the air that we're breathing all the time inside our homes. But not just that, you know, we go outside and we eat food and it's processed, or we eat GMOs, and we hear all these words being tossed around, and sometimes, guys, I'm like, I don't even care, I just want a burger. But we have to remember that we have to be making healthy choices. Most of the time, we can give ourselves some flexibility for sure, but we have to be taking care of our bodies and making sure that we are cleaning out all of the stuff that we're being bombarded with on a regular basis, or it's going to build up in our systems and cause that illness. Okay. So when you have a healthy gut and low toxicity, you have a healthy liver, and the environmental toxins enter the healthy liver, and the healthy liver is functions to remove the toxins remove the toxins from our bodies via urine and stool. Okay, so our clean blood is now returned into circulation, and our immune system is supported, and we have generally low inflammation and good health. That's great. So when we have not taken care of our gut, and we have a leaky gut, which means it doesn't have the healthy bacteria that we need down there, it's been damaged, then we have environmental toxins that are getting into our liver, but our liver is not performing optimally. So it maybe can clear out some of the toxins, but it might not be working efficiently to clear out all of the toxins. And so that is why we do the cleanse, is to support our organs, to help them do the stuff that they were meant to do, and to help heal our gut so that we are not dealing with that high toxicity area in our body. So what happens is toxins get returned into circulation, and it lowers our immune system's ability to take care of ourselves, which leads to high inflammation, which turns into illness or disease. So our organs, this is just a very rudimentary example here, but before, it can be all clogged with all these toxins and all these things that's trying to filter out, but over time, it's not going to be doing it as efficiently because it's been constantly bombarded with all those environmental toxins that we already talked about. So after we do a cleanse, what we want to see is a healthy, functioning body, and that's what we want. We want to support our bodies and help our bodies do what they're meant to do naturally. So the body has different ways that it detoxifies itself. The skin is a large elimination organ. Sometimes if people are not used to eating lots of fruits and vegetables, drinking lots of water, maybe they drink lots of soda or eat a lot of processed foods, and then they want to switch to natural deodorant, they will say, well, I stink. I've never been able to use natural deodorant because it smells really bad. Well, or they don't want to sweat because their sweat smells bad. Well, under your armpits is a natural place for the body to eliminate toxins through the skin, through our sweat. And if we are eating a lot of food that contains those toxins and the processed ingredients, then yeah, that sweat is gonna stink because it's not clean. The body's trying to flush out all of that stuff that doesn't belong in our bodies. So what I tell people is, well, if you're gonna switch to natural deodorant, start drinking lots and lots of water, cut down on processed food, cut down on sugar, and you will notice that your body odor will begin to change. Another way that the body detoxifies itself is through the lungs. So that can become mucus, which is either coughed out or you blow your nose. And mucus is a response to an irritant in the gut. Actually, the body is trying to flush out irritants. So it creates the mucus to help flush out that irritant. So if you're experiencing heavy mucus production in your body, we need to look at your diet and see what you're eating that is causing this excess mucus production. Now, sometimes we get sick and our body creates this extra mucus to help flush out the bacteria that's making us sick. So in that case, yes, we need to get rid of this bacteria that's hurting us. But if you constantly are suffering from excess mucus in your nose or in your throat or in your lungs, then we need to look at diet and see what is irritating. Dairy is a really, really common source of excess mucus, the irritation in the body that causes excess mucus. Sugar and flour are also irritants to the body when we eat too much of those, and those can cause excess mucus buildup. So if you are sick and you have a cold or you're starting to feel congested, eliminating dairy, sugar, and bread are going to be really, really good for your body because now they're not having to create mucus on top of mucus. It's just trying to create the stuff that's going to get rid of that bacteria. The lymph system is another part of the body that eliminates pathogens and eliminates toxins from the body. And the lymph system is their lymph nodes all over our bodies, and it cleans the waste out. And it requires gravity and movement as far as exercise to do its job. So the lymph system is one that we need to be supporting on a regular basis. And one of the ways we can do that is using essential oils topically on our bodies, especially Melaleuca. I like to use Purify in my deodorant. There are lymph glands in our armpits. So using essential oils like that are really good to help support the lymph system. And we're going to go over more in just a little bit. So the colon, number 4, absorbs nutrients, carries waste out of the body. So that is one of our natural pathways of elimination. That pathway carries out large pieces of toxins and waste that we don't want in our body. So if you're not having regular bowel movements, then all of that waste is staying inside your body. We don't want that. Everyone should be having at the very least 1 or 2 or more bowel movements on. Now, if you're having like 10 bowel movements a day, that's too much. That's too many. You need to scale it back. but everyone should at least be having 1 or 2 bowel movements a day, because that means your digestive tract is regularly flushing out the waste that is accumulating in your body. We eat every day. We should be having a bowel movement every day. And your liver. So we already kind of talked about your liver. It's the main detox organ, works around the clock, and it's constantly filtering the blood and filtering our other fluids in the body to eliminate toxins through the urine and to keep our bodies healthy. And then the kidneys filter metabolic and toxic waste out of the body, and it regulates our pH. So taking care of all of these different organs is really, really important, and keeping those functioning will help our bodies be able to clean out the accumulation of toxins that we're exposed to. Okay, so here's the detoxification pathways. The toxins are removed, fat soluble, are attached to like fruits. This is why we want to eat lots of fruits and veggies, because these fruits and veggies help move these toxins out of our bodies. They connect with them, or they attach to them, and then they move down through our digestive system. And so it goes through phase 1, and you've got your phase 1 and your phase 2 nutrients. This helps the detoxification take place. And then those move into the waste, which is water soluble, and it's eliminated via either the gallbladder, the bile and the bowels, or the kidney and the urine. So it moves along in this phase, but we help our body eliminate the waste with these nutrients and the fruits and veggies that we're supposed to be eating. And if you're not getting those fruits and vegetables in your diet on a daily basis, consider getting the doTERRA greens, which are on sale this month, I believe. And those are a daily supply of fruits and veggies that can really help up the amount that you're getting in your diet on a regular basis. So here are some signs that you may be suffering from a buildup of toxicity. So on that last slide, we saw the channel that's supposed to be moving in, but if at any point one of those phases gets weakened or gets stopped up, then all of that backs up, and it's not leaving our body very effectively. So here's some signs that you may be suffering from a buildup of toxicity. Sugar craving. Sugar, guys. Sugar is so bad for us, and it's in everything. I know Jessica, if you're still watching, and sorry I can't see the comments, but Jessica a few months ago was telling me she was doing this sugar elimination thing, and she was telling me like everything has sugar on the label. So eliminating sugar is so good, but man, you're not going to feel good for a few days because your body is going to crave that sugar if that's something you're eating on a regular basis. Low or inconsistent energy. So a lot of times this is connected to thyroid issues, hormone issues. Of course, sleep deprivation is definitely going to give you low or inconsistent energy, but this is because our body is working so hard to keep us healthy, and to eliminate all those toxins. It's working really hard. A lot of its energy is being focused on our digestive tract to help things move along, and it's taking energy from other processes, including our brain, and being able to function other ways. Bloating and gas. So this is a sign that our bodies are not digesting our food very well, which could be a sign of a leaky gut or a gut that's struggling and needs some help. Caffeine addiction. So if you have to have coffee every day, then there is an underlying reason why that is happening, and it could be from a buildup of toxicity. Like I just said, if you have low energy, it might be because your body is diverting that energy to other basic functions, and it doesn't have the energy that you want. Oh, I just got a message that my screen isn't advancing. Thank you, Jessica. Let's see, where are you guys at? I'm going to go back and check and see where you guys are. Oh. Is it whoa, I'm sorry about that. Is it advancing now? I'm gonna click on here. Okay, screen froze, made it, everyone's seeing the same slide. I'm on my screen, I'm seeing a lady yawning from a buildup of toxicity. Is everyone else seeing that? So I'm showing it's still recording on me. So I think it's going maybe. I see hearts and thumbs ups. So is that a good thing? Okay, thank you, Katie. Awesome. Okay, it's good. Okay, we'll keep going. Sorry, maybe I'm just talking too fast. Okay, here we go from current slide. Okay, binge eating or drinking. So we should be eating so our body is satisfied, and we should not be overeating because that is a signal that our brain is not getting the message that we're done or that we're through. And yes, there are oils that can help us with this. But in general, if we are experiencing those cravings, it's because we're out of balance. There's something missing in our diet that we're craving, that we need, and we need to find ways to give our bodies what it needs, but not by eating a ton of stuff. So most of the time, from what I read, is that when we're craving stuff, it's because we're missing major vitamins and minerals that should be present in the food that we're eating, but we're just not eating the right foods, or not eating enough of the right foods to supply those vitamins and minerals. So, and we'll talk about how to remedy that. I keep getting ahead of myself. Brain fog or difficulty concentrating. Can you guys see how these are all sort of connected? Like if you are feeling low energy, you're going to have brain fog, difficulty concentrating, so you're going to drink a bunch of coffee, or you might eat more than you should. Mood swings, I think I skipped that one. Irritability, and see, all of these are kind of connected, but if we can see that they are linked to our diet and the health of our gut, then if we fix our gut, then all of these things could also be alleviated as well. Fluid retention, migraines, and headaches. And a lot of migraines and headaches are caused by weather. And if you're in Texas, we're having another cold front go through, and so I know a lot of you guys are going to be dealing with head tension in the morning. But sometimes migraines are caused by not getting enough of one of those things that we already talked about. Not enough sleep, from stress, from food that we're eating because we're eating when we shouldn't be, or that we're eating sugar when we shouldn't be. So all those things can cause those migraines and those headaches. We already kind of talked about this. How do toxins get into our body? They come through the air, they're in the water we drink, the food we eat, the soil, and the products that we bring into our home. So being very intentional about what we are having, like we don't have a whole lot of control of the air. So that is just something we have to, like, we maybe in our homes, we can run our diffusers and stuff, and that helps. If we're out and about, we really have very little control over what's happening in the air. And we don't have a whole lot of control what's happening in the water, unless we're buying bottled water. But even then, we can't be guaranteed what's in that water. And then the food we're eating, we have some control over that. But at the same time, the food that we're eating these days is just not the quality that it used to be, 20, 30 years ago. And so, and then the products that we're using, like that can definitely affect our body systems if we are letting these products come in our home that have those endocrine and hormone disruptors. So 53% of cleaning products assessed by EWG contain ingredients known to harm the lungs. And I've seen on the back of Lysol cans that say only use in a well-ventilated area, and some of them even say clean surface before using this product. And I'm thinking, well, aren't you saying, Mr. Lysol, that you're cleaning the surface? So why do I have to clean the surface before you clean the surface? It doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, ingestion. So we already talked about this. 95% of all chronic disease is caused by food choice, toxic food ingredients, nutritional deficiencies, and a lack of physical exercise. And this is honestly, I feel like such a huge struggle, because it's so much food is available to us all the time. And a lot of times we're not even aware of how that food has been raised. So if you drink milk or you eat meat, like chicken or beef or pork, if you're buying from big box grocery stores and it's just conventional meat, a lot of times that meat has been treated with hormones, or their food has been treated with pesticides, and all of that gets into that meat, and then we're ingesting that meat, and it's affecting the way our bodies develop. So we have to make sure that we are advocates for our own health in this way, because we are not being told everything that's going on in the industry. Okay, so we are going to talk about how to make some better choices and how to make the swap to healthier foods. There is a really great list. I don't know if any of you guys have it, but I can post it on here afterwards, of the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. So when I stayed home with my daughter after she was born, I resigned from teaching and I stayed home with her. And we were just living off of his income. We had a really, really tight budget. And so I couldn't buy all the food that I wanted to buy organically. So I used this list of the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen to help guide my purchasing, because there are fruits and vegetables that are grown and produced with generally very few pesticides and contaminants. And so there are other foods that are grown with lots and lots of pesticides, and those would be the Dirty Dozen. Those foods you want to try to just avoid or buy organic if at all possible. So I'll post that in the comments of this presentation when we're over. So another way that toxins get into our bodies is through the skin. So one of the points I teach in all my oils classes is how essential oils get into our bodies through the skin. We apply essential oils to our chest or our back or our aches and pains, and we can feel it effective. You know, there are birth control patches and nicotine patches and all these other patches and things that you put on your skin that allow the transfer of different kinds of chemicals through our skin into our bloodstream. So if you think about that, all of the shampoos and conditioners and soaps and toothpaste that lotions that we're using on a regular basis, those are also getting into our bloodstream. So if we're using things that aren't clean or aren't really that great for us, and that is getting into our bloodstream too, and that is part of, oh, when I hit slideshow mode, it doesn't show, it just freezes. Okay, so is that better? And that is part of, oh, when I hit slideshow mode, it doesn't show, it just freezes. Okay, so. Yay, look at that, I fixed it. Okay, so we were talking about healthy food. I'm just going to show you the slides that I missed. Yay, look at that, I fixed it. Okay. Okay, so we were talking about healthy food. Okay, so this is where we were. Signs you may be suffering from buildup of toxicity. How do toxins get in my body? Through inhalation, ingestion. These are all the things. So I'm just going to go from the screen from now on so that we don't have any more hiccups. And then this is pretty with all those beautiful seeds and flowers. Okay, Clean 15, Dirty Dozen. I'll post that in the comments after the presentation. Absorption gets in through our skin in 26 seconds, just like essential oils get into our skin in a very short amount of time. So we just want to be aware of what we're putting on our skin, because that is also going into our bodies. And a child's increased vulnerability to toxins compared to adults. So kids are smaller, their bodies are developing, their bodies are like sponges, they're absorbing everything that's in their environment. And because they're smaller, these toxins are going to affect them to a much greater degree than they are affecting an adult. So with an adult, we are larger, and so toxins are going to be able to be dispersed a little bit better and removed from the body. But for a kid, it's going to be very concentrated. So it's really, really important for parents to be aware of what kinds of products they're using on their kids and around their kids, because their kids are going to be exposed exponentially than adults are. Okay, so if toxins cannot be removed from the body, what happens is they are stored in our body in other areas. So they're stored in fat cells, bone marrow, liver, the central nervous system, and the brain, joints, blood, tissues, and muscles. So if the body cannot get rid of this stuff, if it's not leaving through the path, it has to go somewhere. So it's entering into all these different ways. So we don't have to do something really drastic to help our bodies clean these things out. We can help our bodies very, very gently as they gently process these things out of our body. It doesn't have to be harsh. We can do this gently in a way that is going to support our bodies, like I said, the way that it's meant to. Okay, so our body's ability to process trash, including toxic trash, is a huge factor in how we can whether or not we're able to lose weight and reach a healthy goal. Struggling with this issue activates our body's backup strategies for dealing with toxic overload, which includes increasing the number of fat cells and stuffing them with toxins as well as fat. The body is trying to get that toxic trash out of our circulation and away from our vital organs. This causes easy weight gain and makes weight loss even harder because the body does not want to give up all of this fat because it doesn't want it back into our bodies and near those vital organs. It's trying to protect us by sticking it in these fat layers. So, but you know what? We don't need all those fat layers these days. It's not that cold here in Texas. And so helping our bodies remove those toxins can be really key in helping with stubborn weight loss. Dieting. So fat is stored to cover up those impurities and toxins to protect the body. Dieting stresses the body because we take away nutrients that it really needs. And then the fat is burned, but those toxins remain in our bodies in higher concentration because we're not actually removing the toxins, we're removing the weight. So what happens is the body rebounds and it reacts and it produces emergency fat stores in the body because it's trying to protect our vital organs. So you see it's a cycle that goes around, and I know so many people that have tried so many different ways to deal with weight, but if you are struggling against something that our body is doing that protect us, then you and your body are kind of at odds with each other because the body is trying to keep our vital organs protected. So we have to deal with the toxins in order to deal with the excess fat. Okay, so when we do a cleanse, remember that fat is in our body. Cleansing gives the body the nutrients it needs to help release those toxins and to clean those out of the body in the ways that it was meant to be released through our natural pathways of elimination in a very gentle way. Then we have better overall health, less fat, more muscle, and it doesn't come back because those toxins have left our body. So this is a great reason why we need to talk about cleansing and why it's really important to support our gut and our bodies as it removes toxins this way. So isolated cleanses and restrictive dieting. So I mean, I could probably do an entire class about this. I'm trying to go quick because I really value your time and I don't want to keep you here all night. But aggressive cleanses are not good for our bodies, guys. So many times it's water weight and restricted dieting does not give us what we need to survive. And so we rebound and we aren't able to stick with those strict rules for a lot of diets that are out there. Now, some people do amazing with diets and they work really, really hard to stay on track. And I think that's awesome, especially if they're doing those things I mentioned earlier, like eliminating white flour, eliminating sugar. But we have to make sure that we're not just cutting out all food and eating tiny portions because that's not good for us either. We have to eat the right kinds of foods and the right amounts in order for our body to get the nutrients it needs. But even if you're doing that, the food that we're eating these days that's available to us is not quality anymore. It's just been so diluted and watered down that it does not have the nutritional value that it used to have. So we have to make sure that we are supplementing the stuff we're eating with quality supplements that are giving our body the resources that it needs in order to truly be healthy. Okay, plus dieting is not a lifestyle change. It's time-based, it's very short-lived, and when we talk about cleansing, this needs to become a lifelong habit that is going to support our bodies because we're constantly being exposed to these toxins and these health risks. And so we have to make sure that we are also regularly supporting our body and removing these. So how do I do a cleanse? It's not like a bunch of shakes that you need to drink. There's not like a special nasty, you know, I'm sorry, if you like apple cider vinegar, you're amazing. I can't do it. It's not an apple cider vinegar cleanse or anything crazy like that. It's gentle. It's good for you. Anybody can do this, and it's going to be so helpful for you. Gentle cleansing supports your body's natural ability to cleanse. It uses fuels that are effectively binding agents to remove those toxins from the fat cells. It encourages hydration. You don't have any crazy physical reactions like you're detoxing or you know, having withdrawals and stuff. You might have some, especially if you're like really, really, really addicted to sugar, but it's not going to be severe like I've heard so many other people experience on various cleanses. So we want to encourage balance. We don't want to encourage these sudden shocks to our body because our body is not okay with that. Our body does not want to be shocked, okay? We need to work with our bodies, not trying to overpower our bodies. We want to partner with our bodies and give the body what it's asking for. A gentle cleanse is flexible, which means we are not going to tie ourselves down to something that's going to be really, really hard to maintain over the next 20, 30, or 40, or 50 years. We want to make sure we're doing something that's flexible and it's lifestyle-based so we can incorporate it and create those healthy habits that are going to stay with us for the long run. So these are great. This is basically it. Super gentle. This deals with the elimination pathways. So we talked about those earlier, the skin, the lymph system, the digestive tract, and the others that I'm spacing on. But with this program, which is posted in our group already, you are actually helping the body at the beginning to break down food, to clear out those pathways, so that when you go to phase 2 and you reset your gut, you are effectively able to eliminate those toxins from your body because those pathways of elimination have been cleared out. You only use that GX Assist, which is the bottle in red. I know it's small on here, I'm sorry. But you're only using that GX Assist for 10 days, and that's it. And you only need 1 soft gel per day. It's gentle. This is a gentle cleanse. And that is the thing that is helping your body remove a lot of those built up toxins in those fat cells and in your organs. And then the Zendocrine right here is one that's supporting the filtering system that's happening in your liver and your kidneys. Through this whole cleanse, you're going to be using your lemon in your water, and that is something you can do all the time, not just while you're doing a cleanse. So this is a really good habit to get into. And then on phase 3, you are replenishing and you're renewing those healthy bacteria in your gut by taking the PB Assist. So you stop with the GX Assist on phase 2 after 10 days, and you start with your PB Assist on phase 3, and you take that for 10 days. And you take that, everyone should be taking probiotics every single day of their lives. The way it was explained to me at a seminar was, you imagine having 2 armies. You have your bad bacteria as one army and your good bacteria as the other army, and you want to have a bigger army than the bad guys, right? So you can take probiotics all the time because we want to continually be supplying our gut with the healthy bacteria that is going to fight off any invaders, and that's what that bacteria does. Lifelong Vitality Pack. I've already talked about nutrition and how the food we're eating, it does not supply the nutrition that we need to function and for our bodies to create cells on a daily basis. So the Lifelong Vitality Pack has all the nutrients and vitamins and minerals that an adult would need on a daily basis. You take 2 of each of those in the morning, 2 of each of those in the afternoon. You've got your Alpha CRS, which supports cells and energy and helps decrease inflammation. Your E omegas are for fatty acids for brain support. You know, our brains are made of fat, so we need fat in our diet, healthy fat, not McDonald's. And then you've got your VMZs, which are our vitamins, which are the vitamins and minerals that are bioavailable, and doTERRA made sure that the ingredients that are in these are from the sources that our body can best adapt and incorporate to function and to break down so that it can use those the way they're supposed to. 10 signs of a healthy gut. We've already touched on a lot of these: bloating, constipation, diarrhea, allergies or severe food sensitivities, anger, mood swings, depression, mood swings, irritability. So like I said, that serotonin is really, really affected if we are not taking care of our digestive tract. 90% of the serotonin in our bodies is produced in our gut, right there in our digestive tract. We have to take care of that or we are going to have horrible mood swings. Of course, mood swings can also be caused by hormones, but like I said earlier, a lot of our beauty care products disrupt hormones as well, so we have to make sure that we are addressing all of these different areas and replacing things that have ingredients in them that aren't helpful for us with clean products that are going to be helpful to us to support our health. But back to the gut, it is really, really important to take care of our digestive tract. It is so vital to our health and our function. Eczema, rosacea. So eczema is really, I get this question all the time. How can I get rid of eczema? And everyone wants a lotion or a cream or an oil to stick on the skin to get rid of your eczema just like that. But unfortunately, eczema and rosacea a lot of times are caused by what is happening inside our bodies. And if we don't deal with what's going on inside our bodies, we're going to be dealing with eczema for a very long time. So I love the rose oil for my son. My son has eczema, but I've noticed that when I'm giving him the PV Assist Junior on a daily basis, his skin is so much healthier every day. The patches that are dry and flaky start to go away, and his skin looks much, much healthier. So we went a few days last week without the PV Assist because I ran out and my new box wasn't here yet, and I noticed that it started returning. So watching out for diet irritants. So he has a dairy sensitivity and a sensitivity to bread or wheat, and I don't know if it's gluten or whatnot, but I've noticed that when I reduce those 2 things in his diet, his eczema also clears up very, very quickly. Diabetes are not all diabetes, obviously, because that is a chronic health concern. But I know a lot of people with diabetes really struggle with their blood sugar goes up and down and up and down, and they're having to manage their insulin, and it gets really frustrating. But Terrazyme helps break down food so our body is able to absorb it more effectively. And when someone is using their Terrazyme on a regular basis, it can help with a lot of digestive issues that people with diabetes experience. I know there's some people in the group that can actually speak to that and tell us about how that Terrazyme has been helpful to them. I don't know if they're watching tonight, but maybe I can, I'll message them and see if they want to add anything to that. Autoimmune disease, fatigue, sluggishness, headaches, poor concentration, a scattered mind or ADD, not being able to function and focus are a huge factor or a huge result from not being able to take care or from an unhealthy gut that is not being taken care of, because we already said our bodies need to have the right building blocks in order to create the cells that are going to help us be healthy. This is just a super short infographic on how gut bacteria affects the brain and the body. And I'm not going to go through all of this, but I can post it later because it's really small, and I thought that I didn't know my screen would freeze when I tried to blow it up. But it's going over how depression, schizophrenia, obesity, diabetes, colon cancer, rheumatoid arthritis, IBS, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, Parkinson's disease, autism, and anxiety can all be affected by the health of our gut. And I can post this also in the comments so it's a little bit bigger so that you can zoom in and check it out. Okay, so we already talked about TerraZyme a little bit. TerraZyme are digestive enzymes from raw foods that helps our body break down the foods that we're eating. So if you leave a tomato on your counter, I've done this before, you know what, that tomato takes forever to get moldy. And that's not right. Tomatoes should get moldy. And the reason why it's not getting moldy is because it doesn't have the enzymes that it needs for the plant to break itself down. So when we eat foods that are devoid of their own natural enzymes, our body has to create more digestive enzymes in order to counterbalance the enzymes that food is missing. So what TerraZyme does is it comes in and it helps balance out the food that we're eating so our body is not having to work as hard simply digesting food. And when our body has to work so hard just to digest food, is going to take energy from other functions and divert them to that process, because the absorption of nutrients is basically one of the #1 things that needs to happen in our body on a regular basis, because if we don't have food, we don't have nutrients, we don't have cells that are being recreated to help our body function. The GX Assist is a combination of essential oils and caprylic acid that helps support a healthy digestive tract by creating an unfriendly environment for potential threats that can disrupt immunities and cause digestive upset. GX Assist is formulated to use for 10 days only as a preparatory cleansing step before using PB Assist and the probiotic defense formula. So the cool thing about GX Assist, though, is that it does not kill off healthy bacteria. It is just going to discourage unhealthy bacteria, which could be those potential threats that are causing digestive issues. So you're only using this for 10 days because you want to clean out your gut, and then you're going to add extra probiotics on top of that to help resupply your gut with the good stuff. Unhealthy bacteria gut overgrowth. So this is kind of what I was talking about earlier. Two sides, like in a war, in a battle, and we want the good guys to win. And our probiotics and our healthy bacteria are the good guys. So the more probiotics we get, and the variety is really important too. And the cool thing also about PB Assist is that the probiotic microorganisms in the capsule are actually double layered, so that the outside capsule has prebiotic, which digests in our tummy, in our stomach, and then the green capsule that is inside the larger capsule is able to get all the way down into our digestive tract where it belongs, so that the stomach acid does not destroy all the bacteria in that capsule. So it's designed from, so it's designed to help protect the sensitive probiotic cultures from the stomach acid. So it delivers it all the way down into our gut. It doesn't get digested by the stomach, and it gets to where we need it to be in order for us to be healthy. Okay. I'm trying to switch my screen now, and it's not letting me. Okay, here we go. Okay, so good microflora. 9 proven health benefits of good bacteria. It strengthens the immune system, reduces yeast infections, improves mental and mood health, boosts your energy levels, improves your oral health, supports weight loss, lower cholesterol levels, regulates your hormone levels, and contributes to a longer life. Who doesn't want that stuff? Everybody wants that stuff. You guys got to start taking your probiotics, okay? So these are glands that produce the hormones that secrete directly into the circulatory system. Hormones go to specific tissues and then bind to cells that have specific cell receptor sites. You guys can see my notes because I knew I wasn't going to remember all of this. The endocrine system is responsible for cell growth, tissue function, metabolism, blood sugar management, and how the body responds to injury, sleep, reproductive function, and more. So it is really, really good to take care of all of these systems in our body. And these are a lot of systems that are affected by toxins in our soaps and shampoos and beauty care products. So common disorders that result from these different areas being disrupted by toxins are obesity, thyroid issues, and diabetes. So a lot of times when these things are not functioning correctly, it's causing side effects. But if we are not addressing the root causes, then we're always going to be addressing the side effects, and we're not actually helping our body to heal. And my screen is frozen. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So the Zendocrine Detoxification Blend Soft Gels, that is an essential oil blend that helps to clean out and support the cleansing that's being done by our liver and by our kidneys and those filtering organs. The Rebuilder is the Zendocrine Complex. That has herbs that help our bodies to restore the natural function of those organs. So the Zendocrine Essential Oil helps our body to clean out, helps that filtering process, and then the Rebuilder helps those organs to repair so that they are functioning optimally. Cell function. So our cells need to duplicate, which is called mitosis. They need to function correctly depending on the type of cell. And apoptosis is programmed cell death. So when we talk about viruses invading different cells, that is basically what they're causing, is apoptosis. They're taking over those cells, and then our white blood cells sweep in to try to stop the spread of the virus or the bacteria, whatever the threat is, so that it's not causing injury to the cells. Okay? So DDR prime is an amazing oil that helps support cellular health. It functions by safeguarding the DNA in the cell's nucleus and providing energy, so it supports the mitochondria in the cells for all of those body processes. Malfunctioning cell is the root cause of diseases. So if we can help support the cells in our body on the root level, on the core level, then the rest of our body has a better chance of successfully healing and being able to flush out toxins and all those other things that we've already talked about. DDR prime contains frankincense, which you already know is amazing, wild orange, which supports healthy cellular response, and wild orange is so gentle, you guys. It's great to just, you can use that in your water, you can use lemon in your water. It is such a gentle oil to use for cleaning, but it's effective. It effectively helps eliminate threats in our homes and our environment. Lemongrass protects against environmental threats. Thyme has a broad spectrum use in promoting immunity and cellular health. Then we have summer savory, which supports healthy response to oxidative stress, and clove, powerful antioxidant properties, and neoli, which supports cellular immunity. So this blend is really, really popular, or really, really powerful to help support our cells at the root level. And at the event that I went to last year with Kristen, they were saying that if you have someone who just refuses to take the Lifelong Vitality Pack for whatever reason, or they can't, that they should at least take this on a regular basis, because this is actually working on a cellular level to support their health. It doesn't supply all the nutrients and the minerals and the vitamins that the Lifelong Vitality Packs provide, but at least the cells are being supported so that they can function. So lemon is a super easy way to help promote healthy liver, kidneys, the cleansing process that's happening in our bodies. Effectively breaks down petrochemicals, supports the elimination of mucus buildup. You can drink a couple drops a day in a glass of water in a stainless steel cup or glass. I even sometimes put a drop in my glass water bottle, and then I can refill that water bottle a couple of times, and I can still taste the lemon. And that's flavor enough for me. Some people like to use more, but you can use just a small amount and it's still going to be helpful for you. Okay, we need to make sure that we are drinking our water on a daily basis. The rule of thumb is to be drinking half your body weight in ounces of water every day. And I've seen some amazing things happen for people who haven't been drinking water and then they start drinking water. I mean, it improves your skin tone, it improves your mood, your energy levels, your digestion. And there's so many things that happen when we start drinking enough water. So this is a really simple early morning detox. If this is something that you feel like you are needing to incorporate into your healthy lifestyle on a regular basis, you use that organic apple cider vinegar, but guess what? This also has some stuff that make it taste a little bit better. Honey, lemon, ginger, cinnamon in 10 ounces of warm water. So you could make a large like pot of this and then drink a couple of cups throughout the morning, or you could share with someone. You don't need a whole lot. It's very, very gentle. It's just going to help encourage a sluggish digestive system, help wake up and help continue filtering, especially in the morning. You guys know you're laying in bed all night long, and a lot of that stuff is just kind of chilling. So in the morning, this is a really good way to help move that out of the body, encourage that to move out of the body so that you can function better that day. Okay, we already talked about diet. Eat whole foods, eat protein, eat veggies, eat fruit, eat whole fats, stay away from processed foods, stay away from sugar, stay away from fried stuff. It can cause the inflammation, it can disrupt our gut and lead to all of those concerns that we talked about. Okay, so this is the set, and if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, the ones that I suggest you stick to are the PB Assist, the Terrazyme, the Lemon, the E-Omegas, and the VMZs, because those are nutrition that are going to be supporting you all day long. Those are great resources for the baby that's growing, and it's very, very gentle. It's going to continue to support your health even if you're exposed to toxins on a regular basis. For everyone else, if you're needing to reset in your gut, if any of those conditions that are health concerns that I mentioned earlier sound familiar to you, then do a cleanse. And some people do it like once a quarter, so every 4 months they'll do a cleanse, and just to help encourage the body to release a lot of that that continues to affect us on a daily basis. So that's our presentation, and I'm so glad that you guys joined us. And I tried to go quickly so I wasn't taking too much of your evening. I see that it did go about an hour. And if you have questions, make sure to just ask, and we will answer your questions. And this presentation is going to be on this group, so you can, if you maybe left early, you can stay up till 10 o'clock in Texas or 11 o'clock on the East Coast, and you want to go back and catch more or catch the rest of it. This is just going to be posted live in our group for you to watch and be a resource whenever you need it. I'm so glad you joined us, and I'm so glad that you guys are part of this community. I'm so thankful for all of you, and hope you have a great night. Bye, guys.